morning, everyone. I'm Mr. Jesse from the Cade Museum for Creativity and Invention, and this is Little Sparks at Home. Do you remember last week when we made our telescopes and how I put a picture of the moon inside my telescope? Well, now I can't stop thinking about it. I'm all the way down here on Earth, and the moon is all the way up there in space looking like a giant chocolate chip cookie up in the sky. So today we're going to take an outer space adventure, and we've got to come up with a plan first. So I'm going to write down everything that I know about outer space and the moon. All right, number one, in outer space, there are lots of stars and planets and the moon. Actually, there's lots of moons in outer space, but we're just going to go to the one. All right, number two. In outer space, there is no air to breathe. Very important. And number three. In outer space, there is no gravity, so you float around. But on Earth, there is gravity, so you need a rocket ship to leave the Earth and a parachute to fall back to the Earth. All right, that seems like enough to take a trip to the moon. All right, so number one actually sounds pretty good to me. We want to see lots of stars and planets and the moon. Number three, I'm not so sure about that. Gravity's pretty tricky stuff. But number two, I think I have a plan for that. If there's no air to breathe in outer space, that means that we need to make a space helmet. And I have just the stuff to make one. Let's go!
To make your own space helmet, you'll need a paper grocery bag, a pair of safety scissors, something to write with, and a ruler, along with any art supplies that you might have on hand. Now you can just freehand this, but if you'd like, you can measure your face. So for example, I found out that my face is about 4.5 inches wide and about 5.5 inches from eyebrows to chin. So I'm going to measure that out on my paper bag and cut a hole so I can look out, like so. From here, I'm just going to decorate with my art supplies. I might even see if I can find some aluminum foil. Now if you'd like to follow along, this is a good place to pause the video in 3, 2, 1, and pause. All right, astronauts, let's get those helmets on.
Hey everyone, I have my helmet on. How about you? Oh yeah, those look great. Oh man, very colorful. I love it. So, as you can see, while you were finishing up your helmet, I went ahead and made a rocket ship. So we are almost ready to take our outer space adventure. But I'm going to need your help for one more thing. We're going to need to count from 5 to 1 backwards so our rocket ship can launch into the air. Do you think you can do that? All right, 1 second. Mission control, we are ready for countdown. Okay, here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, liftoff! Whoa! Oh, I think we made it. I think we landed on the moon. Oh man, I bet we can see some great stars from up here. Oh, hey, wait a minute. We spent so much time making our helmets and this cool rocket ship that we forgot to make some stars. But don't worry, I have an idea about how we can make some stars to look at from the moon. All right, let's go.
We're going to be making a planetarium using a medium bowl, a piece of poster board or cardboard that's a little bit larger than our bowl, a bright flashlight. The light on a smartphone is actually ideal here, parents, but any small flashlight will do. A roll of masking tape, a pair of safety scissors, and any art supplies you have on hand. So to start out with, we're going to be turning our bowl upside down. We're going to take that poster board, place it underneath, and using our handy marker, we're going to trace the outside of our bowl. Alright, I think you get the idea. Now you're going to want to take your safety scissors and cut around the circle that you just traced. When you're done, the circle should fit right on top of the bowl. Now you want to grab your art supplies and decorate your circle with all sorts of planets and stars and whatever else you can think of. My yellow marker's not showing up very well. I'm going to go back with a white crayon, I think. Now parents, I almost forgot, we're going to need to poke some holes in our planetarium to let light through. I'm going to use a nail. You could use a pin as well. And obviously, you'll want to do this for your children. This is a grown-ups only part of the activity. Now, the more holes you make with your pokey thing, the more stars you'll have. And once you've got a lot of holes, go ahead and place it back on top. Now, whenever you're ready, you'll want to grab that masking tape, and we're taping down one side of our circle to the outside of the bowl, just to act like a little hinge. And last but not least, we're going to place our light inside and take it to a dark room. Now, if you'd like to follow along, this is a good place to pause. In 3, 2, 1, and pause. Alright, welcome back. Let's try this out.
Alright, I've got my planetarium ready to go. Let's go find the dark side of the moon and try it out.
Wow, look at all those stars. Alright, let's head back to the ship.
Oh man, here on the moon, it's so quiet and all the stars are so bright and the Earth looks so small and far away. You know, back on Earth, I used to worry the moon might be a little bit lonely all the way up here, but I think it's actually kind of nice with all the quiet and the stars. Oh, the moon's a funny fellow, 'cause sometimes he's bright and yellow, and some harvest nights he's like a pumpkin pie. And when half his face is showing, well, there ain't no way of knowing what he's thinking while he's blinking in the sky. Oh, he's big and round and glowy, and I really truly know he is the greatest friend that I will ever know. Yeah, his head is full of craters, but the fish and alligators and the lightning bugs are grateful for his glow. Oh my goodness, we're almost out of time. Good gravy, we gotta get back home so we can sing our goodbye song. But we've gotta make a space capsule to land back on Earth. Luckily, I know just how to do it.
To make our space capsule to get us home, we'll need a paper cup, some string or twine, a pair of safety scissors, a roll of tape, a plastic grocery bag, and any art supplies we might have on hand. First thing we want to do is decorate our paper cup. I think I'm actually going to use some aluminum foil. I just like how metallic-y and shiny it makes everything. Once you've got your cup decorated to your liking, you're going to need to poke some holes in the top. So parents, you'll want to use a nail or a pin and make sure you keep it away from your children's hands. we're going to need 3 holes in the top. Once you have your holes poked, you're going to want to cut 3 pieces of string, all the same size, like so. And next, you're going to feed your string into one of the holes on the top. Well, you get the idea. We're actually going to feed each piece of string through one of the holes and then tie little nuts on the inside to keep them in place. You could also use the tape here to tape them in place if you prefer. Finally, we're going to take our plastic grocery bag and tie our string to the handles. You'll want 1 string on one handle and 2 strings on the other handles, so it's kind of spread out and keeps the bag open. It's a little bit hard to see here, but I think you'll get the idea once you get started. Alright, if you're following along at home, this is a good place to pause the video. In 3, 2, 1, and pause. Alright, let's get those capsules back to Earth.
Alright, I've got my capsule. I think we're ready to go back to Earth. I'll meet you down below. Here we go!
Oh, hi Watson.
Alright everybody, it looks like we made it home just in time to say goodbye. So, it's time for our goodbye song. If you have an instrument at home, go ahead and grab it now so you can play along. We'll see everyone next week for another Little Sparks at Home. Goodbye everybody, let's put our things away. This world is full of wonder and we've learned so much today. We hope you'll join us next time as we look and learn and play. Goodbye everybody, we'll meet again someday. Goodbye everybody, we'll see you next week. Goodbye.